sing, laugh along, we sing a summer song. No way, Jose, to monkeys, gray pills, they're totally a bore. Tinko's got the magic that we're all cheering for. With her steppy stools so trusty, she winks and gives a smile, handing out her white pills, they're the coolest style. Hooray, hooray for white pills, okay. They zap away the gloom and make the world so yay. Not like Desi's black pills, they're no fun at all. Hooray, hooray, white pills, let's have a ball. Hooray, hooray, white pills.
My coworker actually went to HR over it and was like, "Hey, this is blatantly discriminatory. This is," and I don't remember seeing that part of it because I just didn't even engage with the training. I just put it on a third screen in a fucking muted window on 2x speed. It's just because you have to be like to not pass those fucking quizzes without any prompting at all. The shit's all of those HR things.
Yep, just assume the answer is white people bad and you'll be fine.
Yeah, pretty much.
I haven't failed a single one yet.
It wouldn't be DEI friendly.
That's totally true. Okay, carry on, Disco. Sorry.
But yeah, I mean, we're actually seeing like elected officials now who are willing to stand up to this crap. Like, we on an individual basis can try, but we probably just get fired. But like, what are they gonna do? Fire all of the councillors who were just elected by the public? Good luck with that.
Kudos to them, dude.
You got it.
And that's set on American soil, folks. Get bent.
They've also said that they will only fly St. George's Cross and Union Jack flags.
Nice.
They won't fly any other flags. So that's good.
Oh my god.
We have some baseness.
I've been listening to a lot of go ahead, Trim.
No, I said there's actually a little bit of hope here. Not get too much carried away, but still a little bit. It's still a little bit.
Yeah. Go ahead, Jenny. You had something to say.
All I was gonna say was the decucking begins.
I hope so.
God, I hope so.
If only.
So I've recently been listening to a lot of old skinhead music from the fucking 60s and 70s. And like The Business and stuff. And it's not so, and I think I've talked about this before, but original skinhead music was like, there's a lot of reggae skinhead music from back in the day. And there's a lot of like, if you look at Laurel Aiken, he's a black dude that raps about, or that sings about skinhead guys. Because the original skinhead thing was about working class white and Jamaican English kids. Anyhow, I've been listening to a lot of that recently, and one of the things that comes up a lot is how the skinheads, the punks, waved the Union Jack, and the other kids, the fucking protesters and all that shit, are waving communist flags. They don't wave the UK flag. They're not loyal to UK. They're loyal to fucking external entities and bullshit. They're little idealized. I mean, and this is music from the 70s, and they're calling that shit out about how these little educated bitches are waving the flags of other countries and not their own. And they're trying to fucking make it seem like we should follow their fucking lead, but they never wave the fucking Union Jack. So
it's not even that they don't wave it. Like, things that have the Union Jack on over here, like, keep getting branded as racist. Like, oh,
you better not carry a Union Jack flag in
what
public.
Are you,
that'll
some
get you
kind
arrested.
of nationalist?
Don't carry a Union Jack flag in public while there are brown people around. That'll get you arrested for a hate crime.
Yeah,
how dare you?
Meanwhile, you can parade pretty much any other street flag up and down the street. You can have pretty much any other flag hanging from your house. But, like, Union Jack? Well, why are you some kind of racist?
How dare you fly the flag of your country? In your country.
That's insane. That's so insane to me.
I know. It's crazy.
It's so fucking weird.
That's so wild. Dude, I I moved from Florida to Alabama recently, and I've never seen so many what do you call them? The
Stars and bars, or
the stars and
yeah,
bars. I see them all the time, and I'm like, damn, they just don't care. No one cares.
Cherish it.
It's here's the thing, right? Regardless of whether or not you agree with that flag, you have to respect the fact that we have the liberty to wave it if we want to,
right.
right?
Well, and even more than
And
that, it's like a legit part of our history.
yeah, it's our history. Our the town square of the city that I live in has a fucking a Confederate memorial in the very center of it. Like the very center of it has the stars and bars on stone with names.
Which that's the real big contrast between like the South and the Pacific Northwest where I live. Because here, I mean the Idaho legislature passed a law that made it's only legal to fly the state flag and the American flag. You can't fly any other unofficial flag in an official capacity. And so, well, except for like POW, MIA, stuff like that. But not
even sports flags.
No, well, no, not an official, not on city buildings or anything like that, right?
Oh, okay, yeah.
But the Boise City Council, not even Boise City Council, it was the mayor and the city council. They've been waving the pride flag at the city hall, which is illegal by state law. But they've been doing it, and the state law was so poorly written that it doesn't. The state law was so poorly written that it didn't include a mechanism for punishment or redress.
Yeah.
And so so the city was just like, what are you gonna fucking do? And then the city council just made an official flag. So more or less so they could fly it for pride. But to much consternation against the local populace. But flags are weird everywhere, I guess is the real the real point of the discussion. So anyhow, carry on.
I've just noticed this headline here, which is a little off topic, but EU calls for respect after Trump threatens 50% tariffs.
Right.
Dude, people have been like, bitching and fucking moaning about the tariffs and the whatever. Trump is being mean to the rest of the world. It's just like, dude, I think
he deserves it.
It works every fucking time. It works every fucking time. It is copium. If you don't see that it works literally every fucking time. And the reason why it works is because the point isn't to keep the fucking tariffs. The point is that it's a stick. Right? It's Trump showing like, hey, I don't fucking care. I'll on a dime overnight. I'll make like a huge fucking decision, and I'll just shove tariffs on you. I don't give a fuck, and I'll take them off the day after if you do what I say, and that's fine, right? But he's basically he's just waving the stick around is what he's doing, and every time that he taps someone with it, it's just a gentle reminder that he can hit you with it if he wants to.
Right.
Oh yeah.
Look, I'm disappointed. I'm disappointed because it should be 100% for the EU. I'm sorry. It's
No.
Numbers are too small.
Crush them.
The farmer doesn't necessarily need to know what the hens think before he fucking slaughters them. Right? Like that's how much power we have in this relationship. Like we're the fucking farmer and everybody else is the hen. Like you kind of have to do
on that note. I'm reasonably sure that Europe is guilty of communist subversion and crimes against humanity. So I think they need some sanctions. In fact, not just tariffs, but maybe they should get full trade sanctions, and we should start, and the US should start seizing European property in the US.
11,000 people arrested for speech or hate incidents in the UK in the last year.
Don't get me
Right?
started.
Like,
Don't get me started. This is white pills, damn it.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, white pills. Yeah. So sorry. My bad. White pills. Carry on. My bad.
But this quote is just brilliant here. Right on social media, Trump says, our discussions with the EU are going nowhere, adding that there will be no tariffs for products built or manufactured in the US.
No
I'm
shit.
not looking for a deal. We've set the deal, he told reporters. Like, he just took his dick out and whapped it on the table.
Yep.
Sounds like he's got Europe right into the pussy.
Good.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Stormer just pulled his pants down.
And bent over.
Again, huh?
Got white pills. So yeah, that was a little sidetrack. But from getting owned on the woke to the woke owning themselves.
Oh, boss face.
So, yeah. Mm-hmm. But we saw Spain recently have its mystery blackouts. Well,
you mean the ones that are unrelated to renewables that were caused entirely by the renewables being unreliable?
Exactly those ones.
Oh, right.
Well, New Zealand are now having to backtrack on the renewables, and because they're afraid of blackouts. They're totally unrelated to the renewables.
Renewables had nothing to do with it. What are you on about?
Don't be a conspiracy theorist. How dare
just
you?
ignore the article that said in the headline, nothing to do with renewables, and then said that the grid wasn't prepared for renewables.
Yeah. So our Prime Minister has banned new drilling, but New Zealand are having to backtrack on that same pledge because they've run out of power.
Shocking! Who could have predicted such a thing?
Crazy.
I do love it when the woke's own policies blow up in their faces.
Yep, I just
Yeah,
wish that
it's
we would have
fucking
stopped
beautiful.
getting caught in the fucking blast radius.
I think like the funniest thing about like these these countries are like, oh yeah, solar power, solar power. Do you know how many fucking solar panels you need to power a city?
A lot.
Let alone a country.
Well, don't worry.
A lot.
We're going to make farming
Have you ever
illegal because
seen-
the cows fart too much, and we'll put the solar panels on the farmland.
Yeah, exactly. Dude, have you ever
Can't have
fucking seen what fucking like solar panel farms look like? It is just fucking like it is acres upon acres upon acres of just like there's just all the grass is covered in these like black fucking panels.
What I really like is when they cut down
these
woods to
man-made
put
black
down solar
panels.
panels.
Yeah, exactly. It's like you need to clear out a huge area to make a solar panel farm, and it's the
They're
irony.
huge. They're weird.
Yeah, they're crazy.
Like we have one outside of Boise here, and I didn't realize how big those fucking panels are till I drove by one day. Yeah, and there was a fucking semi truck parked next to it, and I was like, "Holy fucking shit!" Like I didn't get a sense of the scale of the motherfucker. And then the fields are huge. They're fucking huge.
I'm wondering how
It's the same cancer as when wind farms.
Exactly.
Yeah, Wandering Helmsman's got a good comment I'd like to address. He says, yes, let's rely on solar in a country that gets less sunlight than nearly every other country in the world. Oh, you think the UK gets less solar now? Have you not heard about the UK's plan to block out the fucking sun?
They're gonna make the fucking Matrix real.
We talked about that during one of our episodes.
Somebody save me.
I guess my boss actually. I'm the co-host on his show.
Yes, that's going to work so well. We're going to pump all these microscopic, totally safe promise particles into the clouds to block out the sun in the country that gets no sun, and we spent billions on solar panels and got rid of all the power plants.
Why do they want to go to the sun?
Well, they gotta wait until nighttime.
Because global warming and stuff. They're like, if we reflect the sun back at itself, then it'll stop warming up the globe. But only over Britain, apparently.
No, Tolkien got it right. Servants of evil are afraid of the sun.
Yes.
I think it's the Matrix, kid. They're gonna block out the sun.
That sounds fucking right. Yeah, man.
The UK is a dystopian hellhole.
Bureaucrats. I hate bureaucrats so fucking much.
Oh, look, there's a reason
That's
I've
crazy.
literally had to add a segment to Sultans called fucking experts. One of these days I'll show you the
Yes.
planning
Yeah.
document.
All right,
Anyway, white pills.
We have
we're on white pills.
landmarks that like measure like sea level because tides and stuff are kind of important for lots of things, and it's like observable fact that the sea levels are not getting any higher.
Didn't they just announce last week though that the ice caps are actually recovering? I think Disco sent that to me.
Yeah,
Oh, that's a
yeah,
say the truth
they
now.
were like, we would actually be heading into an ice age. Like,
Yeah.
that's the direction we're actually heading.
Yeah, because here's the fucking thing. Temperatures on the Earth goes in cycles where it gets hotter, then it gets colder, it gets hotter, then it gets colder. Nothing is fucking stagnant here, you dumb
Also,
fucks.
Danny,
Yeah, but we are
yes,
arrogant enough.
the UK government has said that you shouldn't use the oven to cook dinner because the heat wave of 26 degrees plus the oven will kill you because you're too stupid to leave the kitchen when it's hot.
Oh,
Yeah.
God. Yeah, when it's hot, when it's 76 degrees hot. Oh my God, it's fucking.
It was literally hotter that day here.
That was hotter that day there at fucking midnight.
Yes.
It was there.
It was warmer in Norway on that moment.
76 degrees, the cold day in Florida.
It's a heat bomb, according to the experts in England.
Yep, a
Oh.
pre-summer blast, they called it. 26 degrees.
Don't eat dinner in your kitchen.
Meanwhile, in Australia.
Fuck these people. Fuck them all so very much.
Yeah, anyway, white pill.
Yep.
I was hoping that Bleach was going to be here today, but he's not. So everybody will just have to be interested. Because this is one that probably would have had Bleach really interested. But we actually have
I'll get to it
our
now.
first millennial saint.
I think I heard about that one.
I mean, to be fair, he did sound like a good guy. He was doing like nice things. God, there's waffle in this sparkle.
A millennial saint? Interesting.
He's referred to as God's influence.
I like that, like, where it says open image in gallery is blurry, so it looks like it's like printed onto the image of him that they're showing.
Dude, that'd be hilarious. They used the fucking. Because they're all such fucking boomers. They used the wrong picture.
Oh my
That'd be
God.
hilarious. Forever immortalized with a fucking Shutterstock watermark over your face.
I'm curious, what is the deal with this guy? Is he
Oh.
dead?
Yes.
He's dead. He died young, age 15 from leukemia, which is really sad.
2006.
Apparently,
Is he now?
as a teen, he would cook food and deliver it to those who were homeless on the streets of Milan.
Oh.
Yeah, looks like he was just really helpful in his community.
Do need to address chat real quick. Doomhand has donated $10 and says, "Thank God for burning fossil fuels, Lamau." Yes, very much so. And thank you for the monies.
It's all the more remarkable that he did all this while limiting himself to 1 hour a day on screens.
Oh, yeah, but he's somehow God's influencer.
I die happy because he didn't spend any minutes of my life on things. But I die happy because I didn't spend any minutes of my life on things God doesn't love. For some parents, a child self-limiting to an hour a day screen time per day would count as a miracle in itself.
Oh my God.
Oh
What
my
is a
gosh.
miracle?
That he associated two separate miraculous events.
The first one
what
appears
does
to
he
be.
do?
The first one was prayers directed to God via him. Please explain how that works in biblical doctrine. Catholics.
Oh, like cured somebody.
Cured someone else from a rare disease. Yeah, okay. Oh, and they found evidence of this, Disco.
I'm sure they did. I mean, in 2024, another report accepted the prayers made to him had spared the life of a young woman in Florence who had a bleed on her brain. Right, so she prayed to the kid?
Allegedly.
Huh?
I mean, it's fascinating. I wish we had Bleach here. Bleach would explain it.
This would be really interesting to have Bleach on, yeah.
I had planned
yeah,
him
for
to be
real,
here.
for real.
Wait,
yeah,
you're telling
so
me Bleach Demon is a Catholic?
Yep.
Yes, he is.
Jenny's having a religious moment right now.
That
Jenny,
reaction.
she doesn't know where he got his name from.
No.
You have a matching sense of humor. Let's say that.
I have a guess. But you know, he's a whitey. Yeah, I get it.
Well,
Yes.
that was a big article
Me
of
too.
slurs for white people, and one of them was Bleach Demon. So Bleach is like,
Yeah, you picked
Yeah.
your
on
favorite.
half of that.
Do you know where I got Snow Roach from?
Same list.
Probably the same list.
No, it's probably similar. Some racist fucking cuck on Twitter was hurling like white people slurs at
Nice.
some girl because she called him out for being racist.
I love those.
And he called her a snow roach, and I was like, man, if anyone doesn't know, I have like a phobia of insects, and roaches are like my like biggest fear. Like I actually unironically almost had a fucking like not heart attack. I had cardiac arrest like last year because there was a roach in my room. It's bad. It's bad. It's a very genuine phobia. It's bad. But I was like, dude, you know how like Batman, like he's the Batman. He's afraid of bats. That's me.
Yeah.
I'm Snow.
Oh, there we go. There's the third miracle. Apparently, added by his mother. She was in her 40s when her son died and assumed she would never have another child. One night he appeared to her in a dream and told her she would have twins, and at 44 she did. Yes, and it's entirely a miracle that the mother of the kid who died at 15 of cancer dreamt about him.
Yes.
Anyway, that's the
And
third
it's
alleged miracle.
actually also not that uncommon for older mothers to have twins, because near the end of fertility, sometimes you start releasing more than one egg per month as a kind of Hail Mary, like, well, one last hurrah.
Yeah.
Well, that would make sense. That would make
Sure,
a lot of
it
sense,
works.
actually. Yeah.
Yep.
There we have him. I guess that's him on a stained glass window.
It's not the best stained
Interesting.
glass window I've ever seen.
I like ice chip personally.
Is that painted
Dude,
or
I
actually
find
stained glass?
I'm pretty sure it's painted. What I find funniest about
says
all of
stained
the like
glass.
all of the like white people slurs where it's like adjective thing that's brown, it's like I don't have to add the adjective. I could just Just already your skin color. There could be roaches on you right now. I can't tell.
Oh,
Oh.
not an
Yeah.
ice chimp or a rice chimp, just a regular chimp.
Yeah, it's like
Look
it's
at
such
what
a
they
weird
need.
thing to be.
Look at what they
You
need to
have
just
to
stimulate a
bark, Jenny.
fraction of our power.
This guy's
It's such a weird decision, right? To take something that's already brown and then add an adjective to it. It's like, motherfucker, if there ever was a fucking snow roach, that would be the most fucking majestic roach in all the lands. If there ever was a dude, we literally treasure albino creatures because they're so fucking rare. If there ever was an ice chimp, that motherfucker would be like, in a zoo fucking eating bananas forever, paid by probably your tax dollars. Like, what do you want about? I'd rather be an ice chimp than a regular old chimp.
Oh my god.
Oh, good grief.
Right. So, have you? What would you do to own Hitler?
Like to
What?
own Hitler, or to
No, to beat Hitler.
Oh, what would I do to beat Hitler? Uh-oh.
Oh, quiet. It is quiet. We need to start.
During World War II, the government asked women to save their bacon grease for a crazy reason. Americans were used to saving and reusing what they could in the 1940s to help the war effort, but bacon grease seemed like a strange addition. Started by the Roosevelt administration, the American Fat Salvage Committee asked women to collect extra grease from their cooking and bring it to local butchers, who would pay them 4 cents per pound, along with extra ration coupons. Even Disney got behind the effort with a short cartoon encouraging grease collection. The grease was then sent to the army and was used to make nitroglycerin, which is highly unstable and an active ingredient in explosives. However, only about half of the women participated, and some suspect that the goal of the program was mainly to make women feel more engaged in the war, as they contributed to the bacon explosives.
Bacon explosives.
So let me get this right. The government wants me to eat more bacon. I'm in.
Yes.
For once, I can agree.
Hold
with
on
the
a second.
government.
I'm going to go contribute to the war effort. I'm going to call bacon now. I'm contributing to the war effort. What's an English breakfast then?
There you go.
The government's like, eat more bacon.
Okay.
Give us the bacon fat.
Right.
If you
Okay,
insist.
if you insist.
We
But on
should,
a serious note, though, getting half of, like, they're like, only half of women participate. Getting half of the country to participate, to get behind, like, one initiative, that's, like, monumental.
Oh,
You can't even get
real.
half of
Major
the
makes an
country to
excellent
vote.
point. This will be a great program for our next war in the Middle East.
Yes. I love
Bacon
it.
explosives.
Oh
Yes,
yeah.
exactly. I was gonna
Not
say,
only
like,
are we
this
gonna
is
kill you,
all-
you're gonna
this is
go
what
to
they can
hell.
Make all the bombs that are dropped on Arab countries.
Oh, that's brilliant.
Oh, speaking of Muslims and bacon, did you know that X's AI Grok can draw you pictures of Muhammad, praise be unto him, eating bacon?
Yes. Would you like?
Once upon a time, I used the Bing AI before they nerfed it to generate a rabbi made out of bacon. But
Yes.
it's on my work computer, unfortunately.
When the fucking Studio Ghibli thing happened, I saw someone talking like about how like you can't draw Allah because blah 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 blah, right, all that bullshit, right, because you're not allowed to draw Allah, it's part of their whole thing. and this fucking Jew drew Allah as himself, but like as like a midget on like a tricycle. And he was like, they can't be mad. I drew Allah to look like myself, and if they get mad about it, they're admitting that Allah looks like me.
Yes.
Nicely done.
So I pulled out the fucking Studio Ghibli Allah, who was a Chinese man.
Base. I mean, if Japanese Jesus is a thing, it's all good. Saint Young Men exists. It's weird. Dooman has donated $5 and says most of those collection drives were about getting regular citizens to feel involved in the war effort. I'm sure it was effective too. I agree, and thank you for the money. But shit, if to get involved in the war effort, I have to eat bacon.
I mean, I would get behind that.
I mean,
Yeah, same.
I would absolutely get behind that.
I don't care who we're going to war with.
I would demand to know first what my bacon to armless child ratio is before I start.
Complex numbers.
And here I was thinking that the bacon was the reward.
But no, I totally agree with Doomhand, and it was a totally different time when they, of course, it was before social media and everything, so it was a way that they used to unify the populace and make them feel.
Yeah, and I imagine it wasn't quite as necessary as things like alleged rationing nylon allegedly was.
Yeah, no.
I mean, also consider is that like in pre-internet times, right? People are more eager to get together to do things because they're not
Absolutely.
like overly exhausted to like other people.
Oh,
like,
well, people were more willing to get together to do things
funny.
for their nation because their nation hadn't been replaced by a bunch of new citizens for the sake
everybody
of
else. Yes.
That too.
Don't get borked.
I was going to say some borking things.
Right.
Don't get borked.
Carry on, Jamie.
Very good. But yeah, I was just saying how like I think it's really interesting how like the more you pull people together via the internet, the more access you have to other people, the more likely you are to not want to be around other people.
Right. The more social exhaustion you have,
the more idiots you interact
come
with.
Home and just. Well, that's true too. Like especially that's a good point too, because our economy has moved to a social or a service-based economy instead of like instead of a dude at a machine every day just making something, like he's making a car and then going home at the end of the day. Instead, he's like me, where I'm on the phone talking to mechanics, explaining them how to plug something into their OBD2 port on their shit. So, yeah, and at the end of the day, like if I spend a lot of time on the phone, then my social battery's dead, and I just want to tune out. But if
there's a fucking reason I hate to interact with anyone. Like the first half week I'm home, I don't interact with anyone, and that's because I'm just burnt out from talking with 300 people every fucking day at work.
Tell me about it. When I was working in the call center, I'd finished Friday and not talked to anyone the whole weekend, and still not have had enough time to fucking decompress. It was absolutely woeful. Yeah, put the autistic guy in a call center. I don't know what the fuck I was thinking, other than money.
I think it's what you gotta remember. Like in the past, you were kind of stuck with the people you were stuck with, so like you would have to get along with the people around you, or
more specifically.
Now you can just be like, "Well, fuck you guys! Like, I'm just going to talk to somebody in fucking China."
Yeah. Well, more specifically, and especially in relation to men, because there's men understand that all interactions have a subtext of violence attached to them. And back in the day, before the internet, or even before the telephone, talk shit, get hit was very much the way of the land. If you mouthed off to someone, you were within a clobbering range. You couldn't sit there and mouth off like a spanner to someone on the other side of the world.
Yeah, and hell, even if you did it in the same town, when the guy found out, he would pay you a visit.
Yeah. Right. So we really enjoyed last week. Was it last week or the week before? Where we had the hidden gem in London. We had a different hidden gem this week.
Let's go.
I like this.
Not many people know that literally minutes from the Tower of London is an amazing underground museum, and it's totally free. This is one of the things I always recommend people to go and do whilst visiting London. So
no, there's not many free things in London. That in itself is definitely an upside.
If you go inside All Hallows by the Tower Church here, founded in 675 AD, and head inside the door. The church nave itself is wonderful and worth a look around, but if you go down these stairs, you'll find yourself in the old church crypt. Down here,
I'm already interested. Whoa. And we haven't even seen the museum yet.
That's pretty cool.
You realise that London really is a city built on a city built on a city.
I thought the Americans might find this fascinating because, like, guys just don't have this history.
Well, the church is twice as old as their country, or more even.
Yes.
And what's under the church is even older.
Yeah. Yeah, Roman villa, like what, 1,200 to 2,000 years old minimum.
Of tessellated flooring from a Roman villa, for example, now way below the street level. This is a Roman gravestone that was found nearby, and other Roman artifacts such as makeup pots and lamps. They also have stonework dating from the Anglo-Saxon period, and lots of...
Oh.
Little medieval artifacts on display. They also have this amazing model of Roman London.
That's cool.
That is cool.
That's really cool.
Yes.
That is super fascinating.
And it's free.
Made in the 1960s. It shows.
Yeah, free. Like, it's just.
I
just
assume it's
it's
because it's
under
maintained by the
something.
church, but still, that's awesome.
So if we're in London, like, go and have a look at this. Get some pictures.
Wow.
The River Walbrook running through the middle, now one of London's lost rivers.
Just an entire lost river.
Well, there's a whole bunch of rivers that they essentially turned into sewers by building roads over them. Like, seriously, look at maps of the old rivers in London. Like, there's a whole bunch of streets that are literally just built over a river. The river's still technically there, but it's just a street built over it so people could poop in it.
As we call them, buried beneath the city. The city
I am buried beneath the sea. There you go.
wall around the outside as well, of which there are a few surviving chunks in the modern metropolis today alongside the glass and steel. This model is missing one tiny part actually, which is the Roman amphitheatre where Guildhall is today. The ruins of that were only found and excavated in the 1980s after the model was made. They also have little vaults.
Yeah, they're still finding bits.
That's
of it.
cool.
Fascinating.
Down here, once used to hold bodies, now used as a sort of mini chapel. Most of these layers of archaeology and history were revealed during the Blitz. The church was gutted by incendiary bombs and restored after the war. And this, for example, is one of the old church doors, charred and broken by the flames.
That's cool.
That is cool.
Yes.
And I always find that really fascinating how like I feel like people forget like how incredibly fucking old London is. And England just in general.
It's over 2,000 years old, London itself. Because there was a city there before. Well, a city might be a stretch, but there was a settlement there before the Romans arrived. Yeah, they arrived a long
it's always
time
so
ago.
Fascinating. Meanwhile, we don't have any of that shit because the fucking natives didn't do fucking shit other than fucking kill each other.
Yep. Big
Sorry,
spirit.
I've just been handed a small person.
Oh,
Hi,
dear.
small person.
Hello, baby.
Oh, she's not very happy.
I was going to say that here in Idaho, we have some like caves that have like paleoglyphs that are, I mean, they're really old. Like we have like ancient paleoglyphs but anything we have that's this old is from like an incredibly primitive culture.
Oh,
so I'm totally there. I'm totally there with you. Like stuff like this, I marvel over it every time they show me.
You can go
as an
see
American.
some really incredible proto-Mayan / possibly Aztec, or who knows how the Mayans headed south stuff. Like there are some incredible.
That's true. Most of our stuff here in this continent or hemisphere that old.
South.
Yeah, it's like fucking pyramids and shit.
Yeah.
It's South American
Actually,
shit. Yeah, exactly.
Something they don't like to tell you, and we might come back to that on another thing, but something they don't like to tell you is that there are universities in England older than the Aztec Empire.
Yep.
Yep.
Exactly.
Founded by the original Black British.
Them.
Well, they were founded by the Black British. Just ask Harvard.
It was kind
The Negritish.
Anyway, white pills.
Anyway, white pills. So yeah, from that to another thing in London. So, I don't know how many will be familiar with this statue here, but it has a fascinating story and a second use, or I guess it was his first use. The statue was put on afterwards. Oh, well, it'd help if we had sound.
Just a little.
Just a bit.
Outside the Royal Exchange and overlooked by thousands every day.
Also, how pretty is this area of London?
That is very nice.
Very nice.
Good old
It's
building.
I
very
love
gray.
this type of architecture.
It's gorgeous.
Yeah.
Gray, but gorgeous.
Yeah.
I like when, like, you don't have to, like, splash color onto things, and the architecture itself speaks for the artistry.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You will notice
This is the kind of
statue.
architecture we should keep.
Not everything needs added color, government.
Not everything
Yeah.
needs to be built out of ugly frigging glass and steel at stupid angles or pure concrete. We spent a long
Or look like a
time
penis.
after Disco left last week
Or
talking
like a
about how
button.
shit modern architecture is. But anyway, old architecture.
Yeah.
Well, look closely and you will see that it has a sneaky dual purpose. Erected in 1994, it's of James Henry Greathead, a South African engineer who pioneered the travelling shield, the machinery used to dig the deep-level tube system in London.
Like that, even that is fascinating.
It is.
That's very
It
cool.
also, however, sneakily doubles up as an air vent for Bank Underground Station below. You can see the
That's
grille just
clever.
below his feet there.
Yeah, so he's a statue,
Yeah.
but it's also to
It's the air vent.
stop.
I mean, if you've got to
Anything
have
hung on
something
fire.
sticking, if you got to have something there taking up space, you might as well make it look pretty.
Yeah, that seems to, like, they've intentionally made this area of London pretty. They haven't just been like, well, it's got to be functional, it's got to check all these boxes. It's like, no, it does have to have a function, but it can also be gorgeous.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
There's no excuse. There really isn't.
It's just laziness and self-conceit. Like, all modern architects after, like, what, 1850s as a general rule of fart-sniffing idiots? High on their own friggin' farts. Oh, I'm an educated architect. Let me make an ugly concrete
blame-
abomination.
I blame the fucking commies.
Yep.
I
Yep.
think it's the constant desire to not offend, right? Because when you
Mhm.
make something beautiful, right? At the end of the day, beauty's in the eye of the fucking beholder. I would see it the same way. And so you're gonna have people that are like, oh, it's so, it's not my style. Oh, it's this, it's that. And so that's why they go for, like, the fucking bland. They go for the bland for everything.
Yeah.
Everything has to be
Mhm.
bland and simple and, like, minimalistic, so as to offend the least amount of people as possible. Just focus entirely on function. Don't think about the artistry, because artistry at the end of the day is going to depend person to person. And that's
So now everybody thinks it's ugly.
Yeah, we call those people
Agree.
sociopaths.
But no one's particularly offended, right? So that's why they do things the way that they fucking do them. They do things now.
I'm sorry, but if your new building looks like a World War II German flag tower, then you're just wrong.
I agree.
In 1987, there was a terrible fire at King's Cross St Pancras tube station that started underneath the wooden escalator.
Oh, I've seen
The
it.
wooden escalator.
Yeah. I have seen a documentary about that, and holy crud, that was horrific. The fire just went straight through the station.
I bet it did. Especially if everything was made of wood.
Especially the escalator. It did look nice, though, before the fire. And actually, it
I
was...
think there's a picture of it in this, actually.
If I remember right, it wasn't the wood that was why the fire started, but it certainly didn't slow the spread.
It probably didn't help, let's be fair.
No.
And led to 31 deaths.
There we go. There it is.
Yeah.
That's cool.
It is.
That is pretty.
It's cool until it got on fire.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, could you not pull bits off my chair, please, toddler? Thank you.
Is
Where's Dada?
it as bad or worse than having a cat sitting there digging claws into the armrest?
Oh, well, that's why she's able to pull bits off of it.
Ah. Thanks,
The
cats.
cat started the issue.
George did it, why can't I?
Cats are not allowed to either.
Regulate
Regulations.
including replacing wooden escalators, banning smoking at stations, and better ventilation. A 20-foot high ventilation shaft had to be put in at Bank Station.
Could you stop blowing raspberries on me, please? Could you stop blowing raspberries on me?
All right. That's a
LGM
better
thought
way,
someone...
Bill, right?
Last time she did, LGM thought someone was farting.
Sorry, she's totally covering for me. Thanks, Disco.
Yeah, you'll notice Dave's microphone lit up. She's found a bit of skin and she's like, would you like to go and see Dada again? Let's summon the noisy human. Yeah, you know who the noisy one is.
But they had to make sure it didn't ruin the aesthetics of one of the most famous spots in the city.
It didn't ruin the aesthetics.
Mm-hmm.
What, they said that.
Yep, can't even tell it's there unless you know.
Well, now they wouldn't care. Now they would just be like, well, I'm sorry we put this big metal eyesore in the middle of here, but like, we had
look at
we
this
had regulations.
Yeah, look at this angle. In this angle, you can see those hideous frigging glass skyscrapers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if they made that, they would probably make that statue look either like the average Walmart black chick, or they would make him
it'd be like the turd carrier that we saw.
Oh yeah,
they made in America.
That one. There you go.
The turd
Yeah.
So they came up with the solution of a statue, stood high on a plinth, and what better person to top it than James Henry Greathead?
He had a great head.
What a great last name, dude.
Yeah, we were talking about, was it last week or the week before when we showed the last one, like,
can't tell.
what was his name, like Basil Jet or something? They just had better names back then.
Is he really hot or really gay?
Hey, you know, I gotta say,
Wait,
I don't like sucking dick. Just so we're clear. So.
Now, Jessica, congratulations, Dave. You are the Swedish chef.
Hey, guy's getting a lot of play in this episode.
He really is. I'm gonna have to start paying royalties.
Outside the Royal Exchange.
Bork, 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 bork. Allahu Borkbar.
Okay, next up we have this came from, I think this was a submission from Bezic.
Oh.
Yes. Man jumped by coyote, saves himself by strangling it for 10 minutes. It was either him or me.
Nice.
Hey, yo.
Nice.
You guys have your own penny?
We called the terrifying moment.
Like, coyotes are. All right. I guess I'll back up here. So, having to fight that pit bull off of my cat really gave me a much different perspective on the strength of dogs in general. Because, every dude thinks like, oh, the pit bull fucks with my aunt, I'll totally mess it up. It's like, no, you won't. You won't.
Oh, fuck no.
The thing is, it's so much more powerful than you think it is. They're
I
so
have a
incredibly
question.
It's
strong.
really compact.
Go ahead.
What did you do?
So the story is I walk my dog, and I have 3 cats that follow me. I had 3. I have 2 now. One of them passed earlier this year. I have 2 cats that follow me. So one of them is a one-eyed calico, and she's not incredibly smart. So we were walking down the road, and some girls walked into a house and left the door open, and this pit bull poked its head out and then just kind of jogged out. And I thought that my little Chiweenie might be in danger, but all of a sudden the dog went after my one-eyed cat, and I was like, she went after my one-eyed cat, and then all of a sudden, because my cat's one-eyed and not super smart, so I'm getting a lot of feedback from you, Disco.
Sorry.
Sorry. But so
how? I have headphones in. But I mean, yeah.
So the dog grabbed my cat. He ran up to my cat. It was a he. He ran up to my cat. It was just a piebald pit bull. It wasn't anything super crazy or big or mean or anything. They ran up to my cat and then grabbed her by the stomach, and it grabbed her by the stomach, and so I grabbed the thing by the neck and like tried to put a chokehold on the thing, but it was so incredibly powerful that I ended up underneath the dog with my arm wrapped around the dog, and my cat was scratching the piss out of my left arm and biting my left hand while I had a hold of the dog. I can tell you
exactly where you fucked up.
Oh yeah, I go ahead.
You kick it.
Yeah, no, but it had a hold of my baby, and it was about to start.
It's instinct. I get it.
It was about to start shaking her. That was the thing. That was. Yeah. I had to hold its neck still so it didn't start shaking.
Fair. It's also a pit bull. Pit bull's jaws lock. It's not like other dogs.
They do. So I'm holding this thing. I end up underneath it with my arm still wrapped around it, like holding it still. And I'm backed up against the building. Like it's pushed me up against this building. And then another dude shows up and he's trying to help, because at this point people just see on the street a dog attacking a dude. They don't see the cat, they just see this guy underneath this pit bull trying to hold on for his fucking life. And so this dude, his name was Otis, showed up, and he's trying to get the dog, like holding on to the dog, trying to pull it, and he yells to the girls, he's like, get a brick or a frying pan. He's like trying to get something to beat the shit out of this dog. He's a G, dude. That guy was ride or die. I wish I knew exactly where he lived. I'd buy him. I would have bought him a case of beer. But eventually the owner came out and he put his hands in the dog's mouth and pulled up on the top of the dog's jaws until my cat was free enough to escape.
You have to de-lock it manually.
Yeah, exactly.
Dude, so a lot of people they don't talk about this, but so pit bulls were actually originally made as herding animals. They were like originally made.
Yeah, they're protective.
They're protective. They're meant to be like sheepdogs basically. Mm-hmm. And so they're not designed for cage fighting like people say. They're designed to kill coyotes. That is literally like what they're for. That is what they were bred for.
And so
that's why they have that fucking locking jaw. That doesn't unlock until the thing that's biting is dead.
Like, and up to that point, I held on to that delusion of, oh yeah, well I could just stop it, whatever, blah blah blah, like so many people do. And at that point, I understood exactly how those dogs could kill a child so quickly.
Oh yeah.
Because if I hadn't locked onto that dog and held him still, it would have it ended up costing me $4,000 for the damage that it did do to my cat just with me holding it still. But if he had started shaking my poor baby, like he would have ripped her guts open. He would have spread her all over the yard in seconds if I didn't hold her still. So like it seems, so back to the story, like it seems like coyotes are kind of weak, but this guy taking down the coyote holding onto it, that's straight up G shit, man. Like he did a good. Like this is rough and tumble.
The reason why I asked you like what was the like specific situation is because I've had to deal with dogs before, and I mentioned before earlier. I'm tiny. I'm like 5'2". Yeah. I weigh like 95 pounds. You know,
dude, and I am not.
Yeah, and so I actually have back at home in Florida. I actually have a pretty big dog that we ended up adopting, and this is like it's a very jealous dog. So it would get into fights with my baby that I've had since he was a little puppy. And I've had to pry him off of, my dog. I have it's like a Shih Tzu something else mix. I can't remember what the fuck it is. But it's a pretty small dog, and he's an old dog too, right? The big dog is much younger. And like I've had the opposite experience where I've kind of like sort of learned like human really do be number one, right?
Right.
That big old brain. But I mean, I guess circumstance does make a difference. And if it's a thing where you're like holding on to it, you're not like in a position where, because if you're on the ground with the fucking coyote, it has the advantage.
Well, and, and if the dog was attacking me, it would be a different story.
Yeah.
It would be different. I mean, not to say that I would be like oh, I'm coming out on top and blah blah blah. The dog was attacking me, but the dog was attacking my cat, and so my primary responsibility was my cat, and making sure that my poor one-eyed old lady didn't get her guts ripped open by a he never does that. He's so nice dog. So anyhow, carry on.
Not
Disco.
my doggy. My doggy wouldn't do that. I mean, my doggy wouldn't, but he's too stupid and retarded to try. He looks kind of like a miniature pig.
I mean, he is French.
He's French. He's also French. And a wimp.
Caught him in the air. That's crazy.
Yeah, he jumped on me and I caught him in the air. He was biting me. So when I threw him down, I'm trying to slide out of the way. He just kept coming, he said.
Yeah, it sounds like he got him on the ground.
Yeah.
He tripped
and fell back while trying to kick the coyote away, saying he felt like he was fighting for his life. In the panic, he grabbed the biting animal by the throat and he just held on. I had to rip my left hand out of its mouth, and when I got my left hand out, I choked him all the way till the police got it.
Sounds like he grabbed it with his right hand, reefed his left hand out, got that on the neck too, and just held the fucker for 10 minutes. God damn.
Good.
You know, based on this picture, I'd like to think that he's like Julian from the Trailer Park Boys, like he didn't actually put his drink down the whole time and just ended
exactly.
Drink in his hand, never put down his McDonald's soda. He just choked it out with his fucking Coke.
Bring off, Mr. Leahy.
Bless him. He was hospitalized with bite wounds to his left hand. He was also given rabies shots, which he said hurt worse than the attack.
I bet.
Yeah. Rabies shots are not fun. They sting for a while.
Dude. Yeah, I've heard about those things. Holy crap.
They'll swell.
And related, we have this absolute hero here, who saved a mom and baby from 3 dogs attacking. Not just one,
Yo,
3.
Good lord.
Man, hero.
Now this is where stuff actually gets interesting. Dude,
right.
3 dogs, 1 man.
3 dogs.
That's a real fight.
Yep.
For real, dude.
That's a for real fight right there.
Staffordshire Bull Terriers, that's basically a pit bull.
Yep.
All right, carry on, Disco. Keep going, sorry.
So I think he must have known the family, and like when he got there, like something was wrong. Like peeked through the letterbox, and he could see that.
Yeah, looks like he was there to deliver presents for the baby, so he did know them.
He saved 2 lives. I just want to see if it actually says what happened. He thought that baby would die. Well, yeah, probably.
There we go.
Sorry, I'm just trying to get rid of the
is.
BBC's waffle.
Mr. Newbury described hearing screaming as he arrived at the house and originally thinking it was a baby crying in the garden. It turned out to be the mother. He went up to the letterbox and looked through and saw the mum and baby being attacked by 3 dogs. The door must have been locked or broken as they couldn't get in, but I tried banging on the door and shouting through the letterbox to try and distract the dogs. One of the dogs was distracted by the attempts, but the 2 others continued attacking them. And then we have the photo of what happened to the mother. Oof. She got off luckier than he did by the looks of it. Holy crap.
Only because he stepped in.
Yep. Luckily there was a downstairs window that was open and he didn't even think about it. He went straight in. He helped pick the mother up and pass the baby out the window when the dogs started attacking him. Holy. They were all targeting me, so nothing I did was stopping them. I was hitting one of the dogs trying to get it to stop, but it didn't work. He recalled being in the house for about 20 minutes. Holy shit.
20 minutes. That must have been the longest 20 minutes of his fucking life.
Friggin' eyes.
Leg, hands, arms, side of my face, my stomach, my lower back, basically head to toe. Yeah,
bloody hell. Like 3 of them. Staffy's pretty big. Like they could have taken him down if they had coordinated. He's friggin' lucky.
Oh, Dave has found a picture of
I got some metal fresh apple pies for the rest of his life.
Yep.
Yeah, dude, fucking bully breeds, dude.
Yep.
Yeah.
A week in hospital before being released, but his recovery was continuing. The mom and baby were also treated in the hospital for their injuries, which were not life-threatening. Meanwhile, Mr. Newbury said he had been told by doctors that his little finger in his left hand would never function normally again. Oh, look at his...
Oh, that's a
look at
bruising
John.
wounds.
Proper mangled, dude. Proper mangled.
I refuse to be scared of dogs, but if a dog comes up to me now, I do step out of its way.
Yeah, if
Oh,
only we
bless
lived
him.
in a country where you had the opportunity to carry a device on you that could kill 3 dogs in quick succession.
Oh yeah, dude. Dude, I don't leave my house without a knife.
Yeah, well,
I can't
lucky
imagine
you don't
living
live
somewhere
in
where
a
I'm not allowed to
communist
do that.
shithole like Australia or England.
I couldn't imagine that, dude. I like the security guard, like the local like city hall, he just knows me as like the guy who always has to give him a knife to hold on to for 30 minutes. Apparently people here just don't do that, which I guess is fair, right? Like I live in like, a nicer area
they
now.
probably just carry guns.
Yeah, fair. But yeah, no, like I live in like a nicer area now. I'm used to living in like the city where it's like you want to have a knife on you at all times,
Yeah.
right? And it's not like I wasn't allowed to have a gun in the city. It's just people. I feel like people really underestimate the value of having a knife.
Well, I mean, you should
Most fights
always have a
always end
knife.
up-
Knives are good for knifey things in
Yeah.
addition to stabby things.
Yep.
Right.
Knife. So most
As
fights,
a working class
right?
blue collar dude, I agree. I don't
Yeah.
carry one with me all the time. I have a box cutter at work I have in my pocket all the time, but like,
Yeah.
having a knife with you is one of the most useful fucking things you can do.
It's extremely useful. Here's the thing, right? If there's ever an altercation, like 9 times out of 10, the person isn't gonna have a gun. It's gonna end up being physical, and you're gonna end up on the ground.
And then you
There's nothing
shiv
more
them 7
valuable
times in the
than
liver.
Yeah, and then that's it. It's over.
But this guy, like, he went in there knowing he didn't have a knife, he didn't have a gun. That he was literally
Yeah.
going to be putting his
What a
his
Chad.
body. He was going in there as a human meat
Yeah.
shield.
Because he lives in the UK
What a
and he's
absolute
required by the
Chad.
government to be completely helpless at all times.
Well, he wasn't helpless.
I know, he's
gone in there,
an
he's
absolute...
taken on those
Well,
dogs.
that's it. He took in his giant brass balls and fended the dogs off with them.
He should have fucking called his Muzzy buddy, man. That guy would have had a knife on him.
They might have had
No,
to
no,
get
no.
it from the mosque where it had been left for safekeeping after the riots, though.
Yeah, dude.
Okay, so I gotta tell you've never actually been around Muslims and dogs if you think that the Muzzy buddy would actually jump.
No,
in
no,
on the
no.
dog.
He would just have
It wouldn't help. He'd
you
just
know.
have a knife.
I took
Yeah.
my dog to the convenience store this morning, and one of the fucking
Muslims
Muslim
get
kids
offended. They don't like
dodged my dog. So
Yeah,
they
but,
like
well,
that.
dogs can smell evil.
Yeah, when we take when we take the dog for a walk, it's like the parting of the Red Sea.
They what is it
What are
again?
you
Did they like
joking?
see them as filthy? Something like that?
yes,
Yeah, they're dirty.
haram.
Yeah, they think they're
Yeah.
dirty.
Okay,
Yeah.
sorry.
I don't know, man.
Anyway,
I think it's
this
just,
is starting
they don't
to
like seeing their
deviate,
own
I
kind
think.
enslaved.
Yeah.
Yes, the Swedish chef is cooking spicy meatballs.
Speaking of the Swedish chef, has anyone seen Trim?
No, he wandered off. He said, "Go to dip," and then he
Oh, okay.
did trim things.
I must have been distracted.
Most dogs ever known.
He got his
hate
butt stuck
Muslims.
in the
Yeah,
toilet.
I have a feeling that like the Muslims and the dog have like some like ancient feud, you know? Like there's just like
I
you
think
know,
the dogs
like,
are
one
onto
side
something.
Is good, one side is evil.
Yeah, the dogs are
The
good.
Muslims are evil ones, obviously.
The African kids in my neighborhood avoid dogs, and the parents too. And in a sense, in a way it makes sense because some of the African refugees here have they're fucking like near bush people, right? Like they haven't been in civilization per se.
Yeah.
And so
Those
any
fuckers didn't
animal
tame
that
dogs.
they don't keep pets, right? So any animal you encounter is trying to kill you in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
And
Makes
Yeah,
sense.
but we've been hanging out
yeah.
with dogs for 70,000 years. They can get with the fucking program.
You know.
You fucking
Not that
big
they marry
dog. You didn't even
9-year-olds.
till we made them.
Anyhow, carry on.
Alright, so this one's kind of silly, but I came across it in the middle of the night and thought it was kind of fun.
Oh,
so
no.
somebody has used AI to make baby podcast where they take like things like Friends episodes and Joe Rogan episodes. If I can find a Joe Rogan episode, they are actually the most adorable
Podcast.
things.
Today's guest is News Baby, also known as Dylan's son. Say hi, little kid.
Hey, baby. Glad to be here.
Hold on. Say it again.
I think I
mean,
saw
what did
like the interview, not the interview, the conversation between Donald Trump and the fucking Ukraine guy, I keep forgetting his name, and fucking Zelensky in baby form.
In fact, this looks
Zelensky
like
is a
might be
petulant,
Trump.
crying child anyway.
All right.
What?
Carry on.
Nothing. They just waved. I know a lot of jokes about retired people, but none of them work.
So yeah, it's stupid, and
that's brilliant. I love it.
like, there we go, Joe Rogan.
Let's hear it.
You know what I realized this morning? I'm taller when I wake up.
Taller?
No shit.
Like you grow overnight? Are you Benjamin Button?
No, seriously. I saw this thing that said you're actually a little taller in the morning than at night.
What? Like your spine is out here stretching while you sleep? So
Kind of. It's actually about your spine decompressing. Like all day long, gravity is just squishing your spine like a sandwich.
So basically, Earth is bullying your back 24/7.
Exactly. When you lie down and sleep, gravity isn't pulling you down the same way, so your spine gets to chill and stretch out a little.
Okay, but how much taller are we talking? Like, could I qualify for the NBA if I just stayed in bed?
That's brilliant. I love it.
We got Clarkson. Yeah, Clarkson.
Yeah. Oh, Caleb doesn't look any different. But they forgot to AI Caleb.
I need to hear Clarkson's voice. I need to hear it.
I've decided I'm going to make you farm manager.
Really?
Yep. I want you to run the farming side of it.
You're fired.
What?
You're fired.
You can fire. I'm the boss.
That's fucking
I'm the
brilliant.
farm manager.
I love it.
You're fired.
I'm not fired.
You are.
I'm not, because you haven't heard how this is going to work.
Tell me that, and then you're fired.
I've decided.
So yeah, it's brilliant.
This is amazing. I love
it.
this.
What I love is that Caleb looks no different.
They've done Friends. They've done quite a lot of Friends.
That's
Gordon
Ramsay.
Ramsay. I gotta see the baby Gordon Ramsay. I gotta see
Is there
it.
anything today that I ate that wasn't microwaved? So, the salad. You fucking donut. Of course you don't put fucking salad. Then it wasn't he. Is there anything today that I?
You've done a great job with that.
Oh, is this all on Facebook? Is there a YouTube channel for this?
I don't know.
There's a
It's called
TikTok.
Baby Podcast.
It's on
There's a TikTok,
Oh,
and
There's
it
an
has a
Instagram by the
Facebook
looks of it.
page.
okay.
Yeah, just search up Baby Podcast, and
Oh,
I would
that's
think they
brilliant.
probably would have put their YouTube channel if they had one.
Yeah, I'm sure
But
they
it's
would.
it's fantastic.
Oh, God, I love this so
Oh my
much.
god, it's that red link.
Let's see it. Oh, God.
Imagine that you lived at the same time as Abraham Lincoln. What would you say to him or ask him?
What do you think?
Don't do it!
Hey, want to go to a play?
Next question. Imagine that you lived at
Dude, I could watch that. I could watch this all day long.
Yeah.
Holy
Yeah,
crap.
I
this is
think we
amazing.
found
So
what
much.
Dave's going to be doing
Yeah.
for the rest of the day.
Right? No. Sorry, folks. Schedule's cleared. I'm watching this for the rest of the day.
This is phenomenal.
Oh look, it's Patrick's favorite show.
You mean blackface for nerds? Big Bang Theory is blackface for nerds.
It's more insulting than blackface. Minstrel shows had nothing on it.
What's that one?
Mark Clarkson.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh god, I gotta hear this. Click this. I want to see it.
That's what I always do, and they never catch me. Ain't nobody gonna catch me.
Because you're too streetwise?
Yup. And all these hoes laughing like something funny.
She's talking about the audience, that they're laughing at her.
Did you say the hoes are laughing?
Yep.
So the audience are a bunch of hoes?
Yep.
The best thing I've seen in my life. Holy shit.
Oh,
is that Theo fucking Vaughn? Oh no, click on the Theo Vaughn one. I gotta
When I go in a massage place, first thing I say, no pop pop. I say no pop pop. Touch a ween, tap on my wiener 2 times. Pop pop. No pop pop for me. Oh, and that means don't touch me. Don't touch don't touch this. Don't ween. Don't stay off my wiener. That's what I say.
Why does that work so well?
Got a lot of friends on. Yeah. So yeah, definitely have it.
Oh no, but they've got fat Mexican comedian. Fuck, what's
the
his
bad
face?
friends?
Yeah, there he is.
Oh,
shit,
Gabriel
what's his name?
She hadn't been in
Gabriel.
California in forever, and she was like, "Can we go to Disneyland?" And I'm like, "Sure, let's go." So it was her and her husband Gordy, and I took them to Disney.
Why does Gabriel Iglesias in baby form look more cholo than normal Gabriel Iglesias?
Right, like it's like a marginal difference.
Hey man.
Anyway.
Well, yes, I'll not go for all of them. But
Animal crackers, man. I got the good ones.
This is fantastic. Thank you for introducing me to this. I am I'm going to spend a good portion of my day looking at this shit.
I came up with my 3 a.m. doom scrolling. Oh my god, black pill, black pill, black pill. I'm like,
this is great.
Oh no.
So yeah, a bit of a silly one, but good one. And I think this one came from Dave. Fairly sure this one came from you, Dave.
All right.
I'll just play it. Is it music or? It's music, so I'm gonna turn the music off. Saving good copyright.
So what? Chimpy's baby.
So she had to have a C-section, and she thought she'd lost her baby.
Oh.
So she's really sad, and then she comes in, and she realizes that no, she didn't lose her baby.
Aww.
So cute. That's so cute. She's so excited. She's so happy.
It is. I found this morning and immediately sent it to Disco because I was like, I was watching this morning and I was like, I started like crying because this is such a beautiful thing.
Oh,
Yeah,
speaking
it's
of,
really, really
Disco,
cute.
do you have the cat video I sent you?
I hate to ruin this, but I have something horrible to say.
Go on.
I think I know where this is going. It's going to be about chimps, isn't it? And how this line's better.
No.
You will
Well,
get
kind of,
budget
yeah.
if you make spicy meatballs.
I think it's crazy that literal fucking like chimpanzees, right, have more like care for their young than Muslims. You know, if your daughter just dresses normally, you gotta kill her. You guys hear about that story recently?
What?
No.
It happens all the time, I thought.
Yeah, fucking Muslim dad and brother killed the daughter.
Why? Because they raped her and she was no longer a virgin?
No, it was
No,
a Tuesday.
she was too westernized, quote unquote.
Oh,
so they honor killing.
typical.
Yeah.
You mean this one, Bessie?
Oh,
Yes.
Babysitter.
Babysitter.
I love this.
Nope.
That's really
Nope.
cute.
The baby can't get into the cat food if the cat's holding onto the baby.
No, motherfucker, that's my food.
Yeah, that's why it's
No,
a
come back
babysitter.
here.
It's just like, you're not, I'm not sharing. See, my pets are nowhere near this useful. But it is very cute because the toddlers now started going up to the cats and the dog. And she like pat them on the top of the head and she goes, pat, 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 good boy. And she actually says it. Pat, 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 good boy.
That's adorable.
Yeah.
Babysitter.
Makes me sad my kids are grown.
Oh.
So that my cats can't interact with them.
Write an article about it.
You know what the trick is, Dave? Start bothering your son. Tell him he needs to have kids so you can play with them.
Yeah.
Simple
Well, my
solution.
daughter has kids, but they're
or-
across the goddamn country from me.
Yeah.
Or alternatively, tell him to come over and play pretend.
All right, one of you bastards is putting on a diaper.
Daddy needs nostalgia.
Yeah. And then the son turns around and says, "The next person in this house to wear a diaper is going to be you, old man."
Yeah, they're not wrong.
Oh dear,
All
poor
right,
Dave.
carry on.
So this fella, he had a problem with bears coming and stealing his honey. So he decided, well, fuck it, I'm gonna just put the bears to work.
Messy fun though. A beekeeper in Turkey can't seem to keep bears from
Spoiler.
stealing his honey. So he said, I'm gonna put y'all to work. He set up this table with several samples of honey for the bears to taste test. He was pretty surprised too because the bears have expensive taste. They kept going back for the higher priced honey, the highest in fact. The favorite cost $300 for 2 pounds.
Holy shit!
I'm sorry.
Some fancy bears right there.
Some fancy bees. Okay.
Fucking hell, $300 for 2 pounds.
Well, now we can put on the jars like bear approved.
Bear approved.
Yeah. I like how the fucking lady's like, what the fuck, you think the bear is fucking fancy? How about the fucking bitches that are vomiting this shit out? Fucking golden gooses out here.
Those bears are really fancy. And the ants are like, excuse me, what the hell? Come on, damn it. I'm sorry, what, bitch? Bears are fancy. What the hell?
Yeah, the bees are fancy.
They fucking ate it. They fucking make it. I'm here fucking vomiting my fucking ass out. I'm blowing my mouth out, but whatever. Fucking vomiting out fucking gold for you. Call the bear fancy.
Bear is fancy. The bear's there with just a bunch of bowls. Guy's like, well, if he's gonna steal the honey anyway, I may as well see which one he approves of. Right, I think this one was a fan submission from Docs. It's my Docs. In the Salt and Sugar.
Ooh.
Puppy dog.
That's hopefully not music. Doggies.
Do you want me to sing the DuckTales theme song, Leia? Life is like a hurricane here in Duckburg. Race cars, lasers, aeroplanes. It's a duck blur. Might solve a mystery or rewrite history. DuckTales. Woo-hoo. Danger, watch behind you. I don't know what you want.
The doggy's like, sing me song, sing me song.
She loves
I think Monkey should train his doggy to do this.
I don't know. I think Monkey's getting trained more than the dog is.
Yes.
Is DuckTales the song that has the really offensive remix?
I mean, probably.
Sounds like the kind of thing people would do.
If not, give me a few minutes.
I'll give Primed a few minutes.
Yeah, give PK. We'll give Primed a minute. Do it.
Yeah, give Primed a minute. He'll sort that right out. Dave, I think this one was you.
Oh yes.
Yeah,
The
the other
White
one.
Pills channel. This is just joy.
It is.
Okay, it is the song I think it is. Yeah. So some people on the internet use this song to troll people and get them banned. They'll go into Twitch chats and they'll be like, "Hey, check out this video," and then you'll open the video and it'll be like, "Oh, it's the DuckTales opening song. Yeah, sure, I'll watch this." But it's not. It's remixed to say the N-word hard R over and over again in the song. And if you don't know, you don't know.
I'll be having to make the Swedish chef work overtime. DuckTales bork.
We're not gonna play that here.
Bork, bork.
Oh, one of those rappers has that song, and try listening to it with the bleeps added. It's freaking hilarious. It's better than the real song. Because all rap, it goes into the song category.
Oh, yeah. Back to Wiener Dog. I love Wiener Dogs.
Wiener Dog.
This has got. You can tell this is going to be good. Doesn't realize that he started it.
He's like,
that channel, see that account on Twitter it's a freaking great follow. But with the Boyton Gabiden or Gabiden, it's a great follow.
Yeah, I love accounts like that where you just like. I actually have a few where I'm following them just so that occasionally, in amongst all the black pills, there's just like a cute thing.
It is, yeah.
Oh, Jesus, LGM. Fucking hell.
Oh, that one's cute.
See, that's so adorable.
Oh,
he loves her so much.
Oh. Right, and we're going to end with, it's nearly summer. Make sure to water your duck. Because why would you only give your duck a shower?
they got the activate Windows shit in the left.
I'm not sure if that's the clip or disco.
Come on, I think that's the clip. But activate Windows on there. That's absolutely hilarious. But that's clear.
If that is you, Disco, I'll talk to you after the show.
I've got an eye patch for you.
In the chat. This isn't the one that's gonna get you in trouble, so you could just click it, you could shut it. But
it better not be. Mind you, I will have the option to edit first. Whereas Jessica does not.
You'll be okay.
But he is on Rumble.
Yes.
Yeah.
Click
this. All right. I'm gonna go on.
Watch the guy's reaction.
So I was a kid when DuckTales, like I was in middle school when DuckTales and Tailspin, if you haven't listened to the friggin' intro to Tailspin, that shit slaps. But DuckTales and Tailspin and like the Disney cartoons back in the early 90s. Goddamn, they kicked so much ass.
I think I need to check out this whole subreddit. Perfectly Cut Screams.
Right.
That sounds like some good fun.
It seems awesome.
We'll be able to get some fun from that, yeah.
Oh dear. Before you go to finish, I'll just address the manager. He says, having seen this, I don't think I'll ever feel bad for a duck in the rain again. The ducks love rain. In fact, I don't know who else has this saying. The British might also have this. But when it's raining, we say it's weather for ducks.
No, not so much. Although, when I used to volunteer at wildlife rescue, like one of my favorite jobs was bathing the baby ducks.
Aww.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. That sounds like one of the best things ever.
It was one of the best jobs ever. I mean, you had to go in there and, like, you know, shovel the shit out of the cages and stuff, but then you would also get to bath the baby ducks.
Right.
It's like, this is not a job.
Yeah, when I was forced to do slavery for the unemployment here, I got to go to the RSPCA, and yeah, you had to clean the shit out of the pens and hose them down in the morning, but that only took an hour or so, and then the rest of the day you played with puppy dogs.
Does the R stand for Royal?
Yes.
Okay. Let's make sure. Because we have the ASPCA here. Anyhow, carry on.
Yeah. Anyway, back to Disco.
Well, yeah, unless anybody has anything to add, that concludes White Pill.
Hey there, kids, sing a laugh along with sing a lover song. No way, Jose to monkeys, gray pills, they're totally a bore. Tinko's got the magic that we're all cheering for. With her steppy stool so trusty, she winks and gives a smile, handing out her white pills, they're the coolest style. Hooray, hooray for white pills, okay. They zap away the gloom and make the world so yay. Not like Danzig's black pills, they're no fun at all. Hooray, hooray, white pills, let's have a ball. Hooray, hooray, white pills.